Thank you very much for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Espresso right here on SABC3. Yes, spring has sprung. It is officially here, which means seasonal allergies will be on the rise. They really will be. But of course, before allergies get kicked up a notch, there is no better time to spring clean your home of any indoor allergens that might have built up over time or over winter. Now, we chat to allergist and pediatrician Professor Claudia Gray on how we can spring clean our home this spring for a clean, allergy-free home. Professor Gray, thank you so much for making the time.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for inviting me again.
It's always great to see you and to have you here.
Indeed it is. Now, Prof, look, we know spring is a terrible season for seasonal allergies, but what about indoor allergens that may have built up over winter? What are some of the common allergens and what symptoms can we kind of experience?
Yeah, so you're quite right. You know, allergies can come and go in seasons. The most prominent allergy season where there's a sudden onset and an end is the spring, where the pollens come. However, we mustn't forget those allergens that stick around all year round, and those are normally the indoor allergens. And interestingly, they tend to peak in autumn and winter because that's when we spend more time indoors in contact with our allergen, and also close our windows and close our doors and reduce the circulation and ventilation in our houses. So indoor allergens are classically allergens such as house dust mite, which is very prominent in the Western Cape, for example. Also our animal danders, so our cats and our dogs, their skin cells, their saliva, their hairs, those are prominent allergens too. Mold is an important indoor allergen, and also not to be forgotten is the cockroach, which is an important indoor allergen, which in fact can even cause asthma. So we've heard over the weeks that breathing in what you're allergic to can lead to a lot of mischief. This mischief can be at the level of the nose and the eyes, causing itching and redness and sneezing and congestion and runny noses. Or if you're unlucky, it can be at the level of the chest, causing an asthma attack or a cough or a wheeze.
So, Professor, are these types of allergens hereditary, or is it something that we develop due to the environment that we grow up in?
Yeah, so totally a combination. You'd make a really good medical student. You'd write all the right answers in the exam.
Thank you for that.
You know, for most diseases, genetics do play a role, and in allergies very strongly so. So if your parents or your siblings have an allergy, your chances of having allergies are much higher, but not guaranteed. There are other factors that act, and those are environmental factors or even nutritional factors, or indeed epigenetic factors such as pollution, which can affect how your genes are translated and expressed. The other important thing to know with allergies is if you have one type of allergy, it makes you more prone to get another. For example, our children with eczema from a young age are much more prone to getting eventually respiratory allergies at a later stage.
Oh, well, Professor, say no more. I'm definitely jumping on the bandwagon of the spring cleaning. So how exactly do we clean our homes of any, like, sort of, let's say, indoor allergens that may be lurking that we want to just sprightly get out the way and get our spring going again?
So the first thing to say, guys, is that actually this notion of the big spring clean for indoor allergens should really be a series of consistent and small spring cleans if we are indeed allergy-prone people, because indoor allergens are there all the time and they build up over time. There are a couple of principles such as reduce clutter, reduce fluffy things and carpets, vacuum fastidiously, ideally with a vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter, which is a high efficiency particulate matter filter, and also reduce moisture and damp in the household, which can attract indoor allergens. So lots of ventilation in the house too. So those are the general principles, but then further spring cleaning tips depend on what allergen you're looking at and what you're allergic to. For example, house dust mite. So dust mite loves fluff, it loves carpets. So reduce carpets as much as possible. And if you have them, vacuum on a daily basis. Fluffy toys, fluffy blankets, these trap house dust mites, so try and reduce those as much as possible. If you have some, for example, a kid who always sleeps with a particular toy or a particular blanket, you can get rid of the dust mite or reduce the levels by freezing it. Dust mite is not killed at a normal washing temperature. It's a very cunning little bug. So it needs freezing or very hot. So you can put your fluffy toy in the freezer or even your fluffy cushions for about 6 hours and then wash them at normal temperature. So your bedding and everything that can be hot washed, such as sheets and pillowcases, those should be put in the wash at 60 degrees or more at least once a week. So for dust mite as well, good mattress care, keeping your mattress out in the sun every now and again, giving it a good vacuum. Having mattresses and pillows that are not too old is very important for dust mite allergy sufferers. And also, so just vacuuming, and you can cover them also with a house dust mite proof cover. So those are dust mites. So mold, for example, similar principles with the vacuuming, but also try and reduce damp in the house. Damp attracts mold. So, make sure that you ventilate your house a lot. Firewood, indoor plants, indoor washing, they can all attract water and they can all attract mold. So little principles like that. Open your cupboards every now and again. We all know how mold is attracted to dark, damp places, can even accumulate on shoes that haven't been taken out for a while. Pet dander, vacuuming, once again, very important. Don't allow those pets into the bedroom. Wash and groom the pets regularly, so they need their own spring clean regularly, ideally outside. Cockroaches, not often thought of as an allergen. The cockroach droppings are a very important allergen in the asthma world, for example. So cockroaches love dark little places where there's food and water. So make sure all your food in your pantry is very well sealed and packed away. Make sure there are no leaky pipes, for example, that could drip water and attract the cockroaches. So lots of little tips there.
Yeah.
And throughout this whole process, thorough vacuuming, reducing clutter, and really reducing soft and fluffy things are a general principle.
Well, Professor Gray, it sounds like it is certainly a labor of consistency and something we should be doing all throughout the year. But thank you very much for sharing all of those insights and for joining us this morning. I should definitely be sending you an email a bit later on. I need that reference to get into med school, but thank you for this morning.
No problem at all. I will get you in no problems.
Fantastic. And now we all deserve to live allergy-free. And what better time to give your home that spring clean, ridding it of any nasty indoor allergens, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Tubbs, now ALLERGEX non-drowsy can assist you with allergy relief for the entire day, allowing you to enjoy your life allergy-free.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with ALLERGEX non-drowsy.